Hey guys, Emily Elizabeth here. Well, it's Pride Month, so bring on all the homophobes and transphobes that try to claim that they're not when they make talking points about protecting the children. Well, because some kids were read a story by a drag queen or walked with a drag queen, etc., etc. You'll hear this often from boomers, the generation that grew up to be ashamed of sexuality in all forms, and where we now know that whenever somebody grows up ashamed of sexuality in all forms, they're less likely to speak out when they are sexually abused because they're ashamed and afraid. Christians who send their children to church camps where they will be molested by a sexually repressed counselor and be too ashamed to talk about it. And their parents will never suspect it because it's a church camp. We all have Jesus here. But a drag queen, definitely should be afraid to put my children anywhere near a drag queen. You'll hear all the time grooming conditioning, like whenever you see a gay kid in a Disney movie, they're conditioning our children. To what? Be gay? Well, that obviously didn't work for all the gay kids who grew up with nothing but heteronormative stuff being shoved down their throats. So is it grooming whenever a little girl is taught that you will one day marry and it'll be the most magical day of your life. You'll marry a husband and have lots of babies for him. It'll be great. Or when you tell a boy that big boys are tough and they don't cry or show emotion and they play sports and never with dolls and they don't cook and they don't clean, two very important life skills, by the way. What about religious indoctrination? Is that grooming? What about whenever the Amish teach their little girls that at 11 years old they have to be modest because they are beginning to reach puberty? And so they need to be extra careful even at night to cover everything up because their brother might come in and see them and become so filled with sexual lust and molest her. But it's her fault because she wasn't modest enough. Are we outraged about that? Are we outraged about all the Catholic priests that continue to molest children? No, we are outraged because some children walked with a drag queen. Drag queens. No more worse than taking boys to Hooters. Little boys. I mean, I see parents take kids to Hooters all the time. And other places where scantily clad girls wearing less, if not less dress than any drag queen I've ever seen, practically. And what about cheerleaders at football games? That's family-friendly fun, right? Okay. The Catholic Church, the Amish people, these institutions, religious institutions, in fact, religion in general, hurts more children than any gay, lesbian, trans, drag queen, etc. So you don't care about protecting the children. You don't. What you care, you're homophobic and you're transphobic. You are one of these people that don't want to be labeled that kind of hateful person, but you don't like all that stuff in your face, right? You don't like them being accepted into society and being mainstream and being just as normal for two men to have children, for a trans woman to live as a woman. That idea scares you. Homophobic, transphobic. Boom. So in conclusion, happy Pride to LGBTQ folks. I'm a B. And yeah. Homophobes, transphobes, all phobes suck. Love you guys. Bye.